Hello and welcome back to another ComX Aussie Indie comic review. This is where we look at the current and classic Aussie indie titles, whether it be a standard one-shot, part of a series, or a graphic novel. And in this case, manga. We haven't done one of them before.
Kind of Western manga, I suppose, because it was done sort of ish in the Western world, if you could.
Yeah, we'll say
designate it
heavily
as such.
influenced by manga. How's that? Because it is an Australian creator, writer, and artist by the name of, I've got to get the last name right again. Shaun Craike. Craike.
Looks like how it's spelled. Yes.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to say that Shane may put the cover up about now. Yep, there we go. It is Blade Whip by Shaun Craike. He is a creator from Brisbane. And this is a project he started. We've got 2010, it says at the back of the book. And he was encouraged by the people at ComX to actually finish it. And now it's available in the ComX Shop if you want to purchase it.
Oh, so there's backstory then. There was a moment,
What by that?
Well, we have some information about the life that this took during its inception.
Oh, sorry. Yes. It's actually written at the back of the front.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later. Yep.
Yeah. People, this is manga. Starts from the back and goes from right to left to the front. Yeah. So we had a PDF of this comic, and I struggled with the reading of it because I'm old and change is horrible. Whereas I understand that Max didn't. Is that right? You had no trouble with it?
Okay. Well, we have to give it some context first. There are when you open the book, as it were, there are instructions on the first page that provide some detail on how it is to be read. Right to left, right to left, right to left, so on, Z-shaped. But there was no specific elucidation that you had to start from the end and work your way to the beginning, right?
That's what got me, because what was the last page to me on the PDF was page 1, which was the first page. So I was reading it, and it actually did make a little bit of sense, the first few pages. And I thought, oh, okay, this is kind of a weird way of telling a story. And then it all fell to pieces, and I'm going, what's going on here? And then it clicked. Manga, go to the back. Like, I can say it. I'm not a big reader of manga. I am a fan. I have read like the first 3 of Attack on Titan, which I really loved, and I'm a huge fan of Junji Ito. I don't know if you've ever.
Throw me some titles. Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the titles, but he does horror. Very original, unique horror. I mean, there's one with the walking fish. There's another one with all these body-shaped holes appear in rocks and
Japanese, right? Yeah,
Japanese. Junji Ito
films, Japan. Yeah, they have such a supernatural culture. Yeah,
but they're just clever, and they're just real horror, and you don't pick where they're going. But saying that, I was talking to my local comic book shop owner, Joe Italiano, and he was telling me that in America, American titles are about 9% of comic readership these days, because manga is just killing them. Because we're American, the big 2 are regurgitating storylines over and heroes and stuff. Manga's coming in, and it's just fresh storylines all the time, and that's what the comic reading public want. They want fresh.
There's a ready-made audience for it. They're used to the visuals, they're accustomed to the reading style already. Yeah, you can go to any QBD bookstore or
Yes.
Dimex. You'll see that you'll have a section of shelf dedicated to the Western comic books and just whole shelves dedicated to
Okay.
Japanese, to art forms, manga, and just a tiny section for the indies, which is where I gravitate towards.
Yeah, true, too. I do too, if it catches my eye. Well, the other thing to look at is you have, well, I don't know if Supernova still exists, and Comic Con. They're
Yeah,
nothing compared to PAX. PAX is always popular. That's massive. You might see whole empty stands at the Comic Cons, but PAX
all right,
is
yeah.
always
That's
always
more video games, though, right?
big pun.
That's more video games. Is that correct?
Oh no, it's games and manga and anime. It seems to be the whole bundle. Yeah, but yeah, it is games, but it still has an Asian bent, I think.
All right.
Um,
Did you go
yeah,
this year, Danny?
nah, I gave up cons when they started doing all the same stuff, and PAX. You've really got to be at the forefront of that kind of culture because it moves so fast and it kind of as you said, it's gaming, but it's all the latest stuff, and that's just not my scene. Yeah.
All right. Well, it is a lot of people's scenes. I
Oh,
mean,
it is. It's huge.
you
It's
have to
huge.
buy a badge. You have to buy a badge to enter the facility, and yeah, they sell out quickly.
Oh yeah.
Yes, whereas it's guaranteed you'll get a spot in a Comic Con or Supernova in Australia, which is not to say that they're not crowded, because I did go to the Comic Con in Sydney this year. I bought a weekend pass, but I only went on the Saturday because it was just that overwhelming. It was that crowded.
Well, that's
Um,
good. I'm
yeah,
glad
yeah.
it's returning to what it was because I went to one last year and I could have played football there.
Oh, right. Where was that?
I'm trying to remember. It may have been Supernova at the showgrounds. I think it was the first one after COVID. But even pre-COVID, they were starting to get a bit tiresome. They were just, those Funko Pop figures everywhere and very expensive
Oh,
Marvel
that's always,
memorabilia.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. They always mark it up at these cons. But yeah, there was definitely, I was elbow to elbow with strangers a lot of the time, and you could imagine how overwhelming that would be for an introvert. I usually capture a lot of footage, but there was no room. I couldn't like stand back with my camera and ask people to pose in super slow mo. But yeah, it was good fun. Not a lot of comic book stalls there, but I imagine that the few that were there would have definitely got a lot of traffic, especially on that first day, especially on the Saturday.
Okay, it's just something. I know the smaller ones. They started off good, but they did go a bit quiet. I think it might have been where they were. We have a lot of just smaller indie ones down here, and we've got one on Saturday for the Australian Comic Creator Day in Halloween Fest.
Oh,
Kind of like
amazing.
a free comic book day to celebrate Halloween, and Aussie Creator Day is on the same day, so that should be good.
Yeah, well,
So
if there are any of those in Sydney, please comment and make us aware of their existence, because some people like myself wouldn't know where to begin. It's
oh,
all
I know Brisbane and Melbourne do tend to have a fair few of them. I'm not sure what happens in Sydney, so
yeah,
you have to
we
keep
do
you.
have one called Smash, which is which has a focus on manga and anime, which is a perfect segue back into
Yeah, we
our
were.
that we were about to whose review we were about to embark on. And Blade Whip, we have it's a sci-fi, very cyberpunkish, with mechanical entities as your primary antagonists. It's post-apocalyptic, where we have a blurb, a Star Wars like blurb at the beginning, uh, explaining a backstory involving nuclear warfare and the jettisoning of humanity to outer star systems, culling of populations, and the emergence of what was termed as savage space. Is that correct?
I think
Savage,
so.
yeah, Savage. Is it? Yeah, the Savage Space era, and yeah, that's exactly what you get in this first issue. You get it. It's yeah, 30 pages of action. It's full on savagery. Uh,
It is. That's basically it. It's a threadbare storyline, but he does say it starts in the middle. Um, and I'm just looking at the blurb here about the space pirates, terrorists, cults, and territory fiends were common in this new era. But if you go to the front
we-
or at the very end of the book, there's,
yes.
there's another blurb called Zenyaku,
All
and
right.
that. Did you see that part where he talks about a long time ago in China, two rival kings put everything on a single game of chess? And I don't know if that's like the overwhelming core of
That
the
looks like
story,
a great.
and this is a tiny part of it.
Yeah, that
It,
looks like a glimpse into another. Yeah, maybe a related piece of art, but
or it's an ad. I don't know.
yeah,
There's not a lot explained in this comic. There is a lot of action,
yeah,
and I remember when I first looked at it, I thought, "Oh, geez, not another big-titted bloody super heroine." But there's a reason for that. She's pregnant.
yes,
I'm thinking, okay, you can't go. She's a one-armed pregnant woman. She's pregnant
yeah,
with twins.
yep, and
And
yeah, yeah, that's no hindrance to her ability to
nope,
perform bounty hunting duties. Uh,
she is a modern woman.
yeah, that's right. She can have. You can have it all. You can have it all these days. Who says you can't? Right?
No,
And be an action star and a mother. And yeah, that's definitely one of the less subtle messages within these pages.
well, I'm looking here. I think we're about I don't know. After a brief introduction of her name is Elvie
Yep.
O'Connor. It's about the O'Connor
The
clan.
clan, yeah, yeah. They seem to have that. I guess is O'Connor Irish or Scottish? Well,
The
they
Scottish,
yeah.
thus the clan, I think.
All
And
right.
a quick introduction of the clan and the
Yeah,
mercenaries and what they do for
yeah. And their
survival.
monikers are all are all weapons. You know, you have of course the main protagonist, Blade Whip, and
Yep,
Hammerbox, Plasma Fist, and so on.
they're all bionic. Yeah, as you said, cyberpunk. And 4 pages in, we've got this blank page that says, "And Blade Whip's story starts somewhere in the middle." So obviously, there is a larger story to be told. Um, but this one starts where she's just going to be dropped onto a ship to, I don't know, fight somebody, fight a whole heap of robots.
Yep, the gate is open, and time to get this show on the road, and yeah, we're thrust along with it, and
Yeah.
yeah, some of the best movies, yeah, they certainly do start that way. They have no inciting incidents. It's just you're already in the middle of a action sequence, or the Bourne films come to mind.
Yeah, I still didn't know who the character was who with the Hydra head who she met
All
before
right,
defeating Pinchkin. Pinchkin obviously is someone who plays a role, is an antagonist who,
a boss fight, yes, and yeah.
and we come to that very very early, but all that saying, and she beats him with her whips, blah blah blah. But I think the most interesting part was right at the end when we actually find something out about Elvie. She's being repaired by, I can only assume, is a husband or a partner.
With a normal name, Ryan,
Yes,
I believe. Yes.
right, right. And they're worried about all this fighting may have an adverse effect on her pregnancy. Mind you, she looks about 9 months, so
Mhm. Space, all this space stuff be hitting different. You don't know how things promulgate in space.
anyway, story wise, I think it's crazy.
a lot of seed planting. That's something that I noticed with all the first issues that we've been reviewing, from Transhuman to Dead City Lullabies to
Yes.
Chum. A lot of seed planting
Oh,
for
including and
narrative
Stellar.
trees that are gonna, sprout in future issues. Yeah.
And it looks like something that, well, now he's started this, he'll have to pull his finger out and start producing some more, because uh, if this tickles your fancy, you'd want to know more about how everything evolved.
Yeah,
Why?
it would interest me what kind of audience, though, because the illustration, it's very reminiscent of something of a like a more like child viewer bent. Something like, say, yeah, it's something that you would see in Nickelodeon, or an earlier version of Tintin, but the content itself is very violent. So yeah,
Hmm.
it's far too mature for a teen or a child audience. And yeah, the art isn't something that more mature readers would be accustomed to. So the readers would be like hardcore comic enthusiasts like yourself, and which I'm aspiring to be, no doubt. It would be very interesting to see what slice of a yeah.
Interesting you should say that, because you may say that the art may look a bit amateurish, but the characters' features are
No,
all.
not at all. It looks like Futurama. It looks it's
Oh, okay.
weirdness by all means, but it doesn't have the grittiness. If it wasn't for the violence, if it was no violence, this would be right at home in the kid section. Yeah, with
Definitely violent. Well,
yeah.
I'm looking at all the backgrounds. I'm looking at the perspective and the way he's done it, and it's there's a bit of graphic expertise there.
Yeah, with all it's very canonical.
Why is the action happening? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. You get a feel for the motion. Sean is very talented in that sense. Yes, definitely.
and I'm also, it just occurred to me, I'm looking at how fast this story worked. It was meant to be part of an anthology.
Oh, right, more backstory. I didn't know this.
Okay, so he probably had to pack a hell of a lot into a small, so it could be just a vignette, like a lot of anthologies can be. We just pick up a certain section of a longer story and just go bang, here we go, here's some entertainment. So I should take that into account as well. That could explain the abruptness of the start and the.
but I like that. There's no explanation needed.
Mm.
Drop us right in the middle of the action. I'm
Yeah,
fine with that. Yeah.
but you know me, I like a beginning, a middle, and an end. Yeah, I don't care how long it goes, but
First in,
but
yes.
that's my personal, and I know that a lot of people like this kind of art. But yes, the influence is obviously there of manga. I could not tell you because I have read not a lot of manga. What I've liked, but I know that the.
I haven't read any. I've watched a lot, but yes, I
Mm.
have to say that I don't read a lot of manga. Yeah.
It's funny. One Piece is a big thing on Netflix at the moment. The live action. I
You
really
can't get
enjoyed it.
yeah, you can't get away from the ads. They're everywhere. Oh, so you've seen it already.
And then I my son said you should watch the cartoons. It's really good, because they went back and started again and copied the comic. And I tried to watch the cartoon, the anime. I thought, oh, this is horrible. And then when I got to the comic, I'm like, oh, I can't invest in this. This is craziness. So yeah,
Yeah. How come you didn't? How come you were unable to digest it? Was it again?
oh, it was silliness. To me, it was silliness. It's a different way of telling stories, and it's not my style. So it's a personal preference, but that's all it is. I'm not criticizing anybody who likes it because it's massive. The guy who created One Piece, he's a legend in Japan.
Isn't like
all over the
1,000
world.
issues now? Yeah.
Yeah, and a very rich man. And it's because of his input, the keeping to the source material, is that the live action One Piece didn't go the way of Cowboy Bebop, which I had seen some of that as a anime, and as a live action, it was garbage. So he didn't want that to happen. So, and I really enjoyed One Piece. One Piece was one of the better Netflix shows that's come on this year. It's a lot of fun.
Oh well, I should check it out. I just saw Arcane and I miss it dearly. It's only 9 episodes, and I was so invested, and yeah, it was so good that I just now that it's finished, all I'm thinking about is season 2. It's one of those things.
Yeah, you're like me. I just sit there and I binge on it, and then when season 2 comes along, I have to watch I don't know, the last 2 episodes all over again just to
refresher. Yeah,
into it. That's horrible. Anyway, well, that's just about it for tonight.
No, it was a great book. It was a fun read, and
most of all, we want to thank Shaun for sending it in to us.
Yes,
for us to review, and we're very grateful for that because someone is brave enough to say, "Here's my comic." I'm laying myself bare to you, and let's say, look, you've done quite a great job here. It was enjoyable, even though for newbies like me to manga PDFs, that is. I was a bit confused, but once I got it all figured out, it was okay. It's all right. I can see beyond what just the simple story and art, but I liked it. I liked it a bit.
Yeah, maybe great. Bring on issue 2.
Yes, and that's probably the most important thing we can say to Shaun is you've got this far. Keep going, boo. There's a big community out there who will embrace you if you just ask. And you can see how far he's come just by. I'm looking at the sketches from 2010. He's obviously learned a fair few skills since he's first started it.
Yeah, I love how art evolves. You could see it more in illustration than with writing, at least at the outset. Yeah, yes. You can see how a person's relationship to their craft evolves.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, thank you, Max. And I can not stress enough, please like, subscribe, and share so more people can see this. And if you are a creator, please send us your comics or contact ComX either via the website, the Facebook, or by the comments below. And let us know if you've got a comic that... Oh, there we go. Shane at comxnet.au. And
government name.
And we would love to see your work. And
we would. We love to read. Yes.
Yes. And as someone, Max, you've recently had a lot of reviews from all over the world, haven't you? For Stellar Land.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's amazing what people read into your comics. They're not all the same. You rarely get two that'll be the same. Everyone looks at your comic from a different viewpoint, whether it be writing, whether it be presentation, whether it be art. And
just new insights offered, different perspectives. Yes.
And who knows, what we say might actually help you improve.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, it's encouragement.
Yes.
Might not be validation. You have to get validation from other sources, but you'll get encouragement here.
Yes. Okay. On that note, thanks, Max. I'll see you next time.
Yep.
Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much.